Hello children and welcome to the world of science. This is chapter number 15, Life Processes and Living Organism of standard 9th and lecture number 3 of this chapter. In this chapter we are going to learn about human nervous system. Myself Kavita Kobane from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School English Medium is going to present this lecture to you all. In previous lecture number 1 and 2, we have learned about the excretion and the coordination in plants, and little bit we have started the coordination in human being. In that we saw the nervous control, we saw about the neurons. Now in this chapter we are going to see human nervous system, which consists of 3 parts. First part is central nervous system, second one is peripheral nervous system, and the third one is the autonomic nervous system. Central nervous system, it is in short it is called as CNS. Peripheral nervous system, in short it is called PNS, and autonomic nervous system, it is ANS. In short we call all these names. So first one is CNS, second one is PNS, and third one is ANS. We will start with our first part, that is called central nervous system, or in short it is called CNS. Now CNS, it consists of, or it is made up of 2 things, that is brain and spinal cord. They are the main 2 parts of central nervous system. The organization of the brain is extremely delicate and highly evolved. Evolved means developed it is. Okay, it can just do many things, innovation, discoveries and all these things because of that evolution of that brain. Now we will see one by one part. See the structure of brain in front of you. The brain is the main part which is controlling the nervous system. Okay, and it is very delicate one, so it is just located in the cranial cavity of your body. Cranial cavity means that is the skull actually. The spinal cord is protected by the vertebral column. Here down you can, the figure you can see that vertebral column also. It is protected, means the spinal cord is protected by the vertebrates. Next one is, in the space between the delicate nervous system and its bony covering there is a protective layer, and that is called as a meninges. In the diagram you can just see here. Okay, that is just protecting the brain, inner brain, from the sudden shocks which can be occurred from outside. So it can be observed by that meninges and the skull only. It will not affect the brain. So that meninges is just like a protective layer for brain. Next one, the cavities which is present in parts of the brain are called the ventricles. Just see the diagram. In that empty spaces you will get it over there. Okay, that are the ventricles. Whereas a long tubular cavity of the spinal cord is called as a central canal. That is the spinal cord here. The ventricles, central canal and the spaces between the meninges are filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, it is called just like a grey color substance. That fluid is filled over there, the empty spaces. This fluid is supplying the nutrients to that nervous system, and also it is protecting them from the shocks, which can be anything. Suddenly any emotional shock can be there, or physical shock we can say over there. So that is just protecting the parts, that cerebrospinal fluid which is present in your brain. Let's see more about our brain. Okay, now our brain is divided into 2 parts, that the left side brain and the right side brain. Here both the sides are having different function. On an average, an adult brain means a grown up person, okay, a matured person's brain's weight is near about 1300 grams to 1400 grams, means near about less than 1.5 kg, and it consists of near about 100 billion neurons. So many neurons are present in the brain. One more speciality of our brain is that left side brain controls the right side body, and right side brain is controlling the left side body. It is vice versa, means brain is on one side and is controlling the other side of the body. So it is common in all the human beings. Now we will see one by one the functions of the left side brain and the right side brain, what they are doing. Now we will see first the left side brain here. The left side brain is doing the analytical thinking, logical thinking. It can just help us to learn the more languages, and we can just speak out that also, and it is just helpful in learning maths and science. So left side brain, if it is active, then you are good in science and maths. And analytical thinking means we have to just see from any of the topic is given to you, any of the problem is just in front of you, from all side we can think over it. that is done by the left side brain. Next one is the right side brain. Right side brain, it helps in just holistic thinking. Holistic thinking, it includes your imagination, okay, your belief in God and all these things, that comes in the holistic thinking. Then the intuition, we can say the sixth sense of ours, we come to know about that what is going to happen next. So that intuitions for developing that sixth sense, that right side brain is helping. Then your creativity, arts and music, in all field, if the new innovation, if you can do it, because of that your right brain is working out. So if a person's right brain is working very good, then he must be having a good creativity, okay, and he must be having a good art skill in arts and music, it is there, okay. And we can say that those who are doing the predictions, astrology, you can say that, okay, those who are predicting this, they are saying your hands and all these things there, okay. So these type of people, their right side brain is working very good, so they can do this predictions over there. So that is right side brain is helping them to do all this. Now we will see three parts of our brain, okay. Here it is cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. In the figure you can just see these three parts. These three parts are very important in our structure of brain. It helps in just understanding the detailed structure of brain. Now first we will see the cerebrum. It consists of 2/3 parts of our brain. Means maximum part of your brain is consist of that cerebrum. It is in the frontal lobe, means on the front side of your brain that it is there. Now what the function this cerebrum is doing? It is just controlling your voluntary movements. Voluntary means which you can do as per our wish, okay. If you want to do, you can just control it, you can do it over there. These hemispheres are joined with each other with the help of tough fibers, that is called as a nerve tracts. The cerebrum occupies, as I told, it occupies 2/3 of the brain. So it is called as a large brain. Its surface has a deep irregular ridges and the grooves which are called as a convolution. See in the figure you can see that, okay. Convolution increases the surface area of the cerebrum and therefore a large number of nerve cells can be accomplished in that, or it can be accommodated with that. More the convolution area, more the intelligence, as like the belief is there, because it occupies more and more neurons, so intelligence increases according to that word. Now what the cerebrum helps in? It helps in concentration, it helps in planning the things, decision making, memory, okay, your intelligence as I told, and your intellectual activities, that all is done by this cerebrum. So more the convolutions, more the intelligence, more you are skilled in planning, decision making, and your memory will be sharp, you are intelligent, your intellectual activities will be more and more. That is the function of cerebrum. Second part of our brain is cerebellum. See in the figure, the cerebellum is there. It is called as a middle brain also, okay, hind brain you can say. This is the smaller part of the brain which is situated below the cerebrum at the back side of the cranial cavity. So that's why it is called as a hind brain actually. Its surface shows the shallow grooves instead of deep convolutions. Means that so many grooves you can't see it over there, okay. Little bit only grooves or convolutions you can see on them. Now we will see what is the function of this cerebellum. Cerebellum, it helps in controlling or we can say coordination of the voluntary movements which you can control, which you want to do, that are the voluntary movements. So that coordination it brings among these voluntary movements, just like we can say walking. When we are walking, the hand and the legs, they are just going in a coordination with each other, they are the voluntary movements, so that it helps in that. Next one is maintaining the body balance. The same walking example we can take it, that for maintaining the balance of the body, that cerebellum is helping over there. Sometimes you must have experienced that when you are just suddenly stand up, your body get little bit disturbed over there. So it is brought again on the track, means it is again balanced because of this cerebellum in your brain it is. So it balances the body also, and it controls or it coordinates the voluntary actions of your body. The third part of our brain is medulla oblongata. This is the hindmost part of brain. There are two triangular swollen structures called the pyramids on the upper side of medulla oblongata. See in the figure actually. The medulla oblongata continues downwards as the spinal cord. Its function now. It controls of involuntary activities like beating of heart. Involuntary means which you can't control. So heartbeat you can't control, that is done by the medulla oblongata. Then your blood circulation, your breathing, your sneezing, your coughing and salivation, that is secretion of the saliva in your mouth. All these activities are controlled by the medulla oblongata, which is on the back side of your brain, which comes out from the brain in the form of spinal cord. So like these three parts we have learned: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata of your brain. Our next part is spinal cord. Spinal cord is the extension of your medulla oblongata. The spinal cord is a part of central nervous system and it is held within the vertebral column. Means here in the figure you can say the vertebrates are there, and inside that the red color part that is your spinal cord. It is slightly thick but gradually tapers towards the end. Means it is just becoming thin at the end. There is a thread-like fibrous structure at its end and it is called as a phylum terminale. Here the vertebrates are just put along one another here, and inside that the spinal cord is just moving here. These vertebrates are just protecting the spinal cord because it is a delicate part and it is very sensitive. So for protection, these vertebrates, it is just inside that vertebrate, the column is there, inside it the spinal cord is moving. Okay, so it is get protected by the shocks and other things. Now we will see the spinal cord's function. First one is the conduction of impulses from skin towards the brain. Means if anything happens to your skin, suppose some burning or pickering or something like that, so that the message is given from the skin to your brain. And the second function again the vice versa, conduction of the impulses from the brain to the muscles and the glands. So suppose something happens, so the brain gives the message, pass on the message from the brain to the muscles, and the muscles do the action. Suppose you must have just doing the contraction relaxation of your arm muscles, just showing your muscles like this. So that time that contraction is done, the message is given by the brain to the muscles and the muscles contracts. And the next one is function as a center of coordination of reflex action. Reflex action we can say that is the sudden action which your body do, and that is because of your central nervous system, and because of that spinal cord helps up in bringing up the reflex action of your body parts. The third system is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system consists of nerves originating from the central nervous system. These nerves connect the central nervous system with all parts of the body. Now in the diagram you can just see here what the peripheral nervous system is doing. First one is connects the central nervous system to the organs, limbs and skin. They all get interconnected to each other. Next one is carrying sensory and motor information to and from the central nervous system. Third one is it allows the brain and the spinal cord to receive and send information to other parts of the body. And the last one is it regulates the involuntary body organs or functions like the heartbeat and breathing. Like regulation of this involuntary body function it do. There are two types of nerves. First one is cranial nerves and the second one is spinal nerves. We will first see the cranial nerves. In front of you the picture is given, and in that the nerves, what they are doing, what the function it is there, that is given to us. Now the olfactory nerve it is just giving helps in identifying the smell. Cranial nerves, actually they are the nerves which is originating, it is starting from brain. That's why they are called as a cranial nerve. They are associated with various parts of the body, head, thorax, abdomen, like that it is. And there are total 12 pair of cranial nerves. The second cranial nerve is oculomotor, that is controlling the eye movement and pupil reflex. That is next one is trigeminal, it is giving face sensation and chewing. Then facial nerve, face movement and taste. Then glossopharyngeal, that is throat sensation, taste and swallowing. Next one is accessory, it gives the neck movement. Hypoglossals, it is giving the messages regarding the movement, sensation and abdominal organs. Next one is vagus, that gives the information regarding the movement, sensation and abdominal organs. Then vestibulocochlear, it is for hearing and balancing of your body. Next abducens, that is eye movement. Tracheal, that is again eye movement. Next one is optic cranial nerve, it is giving the messages to your vision. Okay, from the brain it is starting, these nerves are starting from the brain and to these organs they are attached and doing this type of functions. Next one is spinal nerves. Spinal nerves, they are originating from the spinal cord, that's why they are called spinal nerves. They are associated with arms, legs, skin and other parts of the body. There are total 31 pair of spinal nerves are there. See in the diagram you can understand very well. First one is the 8 paired cervical nerves, which is there in the diagram on the top one. Then the 12 paired thoracic nerves are there. Okay, 12 pair of vertebrates, they are forming that thoracic nerves. Then 5 paired lumbar nerves. In the diagram you can see here, they are the 5 bones, vertebrates, they are paired up and they are for lumbar nerves. Then next one is the 5 paired sacral nerves. Here in the diagram you can see near the backbone, the 5 nerves they are there. And the last one is 1 pair of coccygeal nerves. Here in the diagram you can see here the last end of that spinal cord. These spinal nerves are connected with the spinal cord and from there they are giving the messages to different body parts. Next, reflex action. Reflex action means it is an immediate and involuntary response given to a stimulus from the environment. Suddenly your body gives actions, that actions are called as reflex actions. Sometimes we react to an incident without any thinking or analysis. Sometimes we react to an incident without any thinking on our part or control over the reaction. This is a response given to a certain stimulus from the surrounding. In such situation, the proper control and coordination is achieved, and even without intervention of brain, means here brain is not needed. Without that, this action can take place. In this reaction you can see here, in this action here in front of you, you can see here what is happening here. First, the burning flame is there, touched by a finger, and it was pulled back immediately, instantaneously. So here the number 1, when we are just collecting or touching this flame, that time our sensory receptors, they are active, they are getting the sensation and giving the message to the brain. Now figure number 2, in that the burned finger is shown to you. Okay, here the pain is recepted in the skin, from there the message is given to the neurons, it is there. So in diagram you can see that red colors, they are just passing on the color, and blue color is giving the fresh color, fresh blood to the body. So in all the 3 situations, they are just protecting the finger from fire. Impulse, that is from skin to spinal cord, is just sent it via sensory neurons. It is, they are carrying the impulses from skin to the spinal cord. Next one is the association neuron, that is transferring the impulse from sensory to motor neurons. Here in this, the spinal cord, you can see here, okay, that construction, the differentiation, and the neuron cell, it is just having the dendrite. Okay, how these dendrites are attached to each other, and they are just sending the message to the vertebral column in which the spinal cord is passing down. and according to the messages received from the spinal cord. You can see here the blue color line, it is just bringing up the messages. Okay, they are having the axon of the efferent nerves. You know that neurons are having a long structure, and this is the longest cell. They are helping in just bringing up the impulses fastly. Okay, and this impulse means the reaction. Actually, outside the surface, outside the body, what the comes is stimulus, and instead of that stimulus, our body gives the reaction to it. So if you observe the diagram carefully in front of you, you can understand how the reflex action takes place with the help of your sensory neuron and motor neuron, just passing on the impulse from the touched surface to your spinal cord, and from the spinal cord you are getting the messages what you have to do it. You have to continue your finger on the flame, or you have to remove it. So like this, the neurons and the nerves, they are just helping each other to bring about this such type of actions. You must have noticed that when you are just seeing some of the yummy food like ice cream or the tamarind, automatically your mouth starts watering over there. So that watering is the action which is just given against this stimulus. Just we will have a quick recap what we have learned in this video. In this video we have learned different nervous systems. Okay, 3 types of nervous system we have learned, and also we have learned about the different parts of brain, and along with the parts we have learned about the function of the brain. Next we have learned about the reflex action, how our body is performing the actions to a stimulus with the help of this nervous system, how this different types of neurons are coordinating and just bringing out the reflex action in our body. Hope you all must have enjoyed the video and understood it very well. Thank you for watching the video. Stay home, stay safe, and we will be meeting soon in the next video, last video of this chapter. Till then, take care. Goodbye. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.